To serve great food is to create memories for your customers.
But it takes more than luck.
It takes consistency, creativity, and the drive to see things through.
And every day, the stakes are high, which means it's time to stand up
from your computer and start getting real. To own your kitchen is to own your bottom line.
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world.
And now is the time to foodify your business.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the F Your Business podcast. So we're back here at Altamonte's. We're going to do our shopping for our challenge today.
Today's challenge is going to be super exciting. We're going to go against the breaded chicken sandwich. And we're going to have Chris make a couple varieties. I'm pretty excited for lunch today.
I'm going to make more than a couple. I'm going to show you what you could do with a really good Italian chicken cutlet. That's our breaded chicken sandwich. And we're going to put it up against the leading brand from the restaurant store, and we're going to see who's comes out on top, which will be mine.
I would think so. So why don't we grab some fresh ingredients, and we'll see you inside.
We got our shopping list. We'll meet you inside. All right, here we are at Altamonte's. We're going to grab our chicken, show you what we got. So here we go. We've got some nice boneless chicken breasts. We're going to slice them down into cutlets. Item 1 off the list. To the next item. So here we are at the eggs. There's no way you're going to make a breaded chicken cutlet sandwich without eggs. Item 2 off the list. All right, here we are. Let's grab some cheese. You're not making it without some nice Parmigiano Reggiano. We've got to dust the top of the cutlet. Always got to have that. Item number 3 off the list. What else do we got here? All right, I need to get some oil, some roasted peppers, and our shopping here is done. All right, last item that we needed, roasted peppers. We got it. We could roast them ourselves, but we're really short on time, so we're just going to buy them jarred. Still a great product, nothing to worry about. That's it for here. We'll see you in the kitchen.
All right, we are back in the kitchen with F Your Business podcast. And Chef Chris has been working really hard. We got some items already prepped. We're going to start cutting the chicken cutlets for our sandwiches.
Oh, here we go, right? The great challenge. Everybody, you got to do the breaded chicken cutlet sandwich. You got to do that challenge. Okay, I'm not scared. Let's do it. I'm not worried about some breaded chicken cutlet sandwich. I make the best. I grew up eating this, so I'm not worried. So we're going to show you step by step exactly what it is we do, and we'll put the recipes up for you guys later on. But we'll start with the chicken. It's already trimmed. Looks great. A lot of different ways you could do this. You could butterfly it open, take it down that way in the strips. Again, this could be great for chicken fingers, right? I like to keep it whole and come right through it, right? I try to get 3 out of each one. A couple of them look a little thin. I might not be able to, but we'll see. But it's really, add some pressure, take your time, it's not a race, come right through it, you're going to have a beautiful cutlet. Look at that.
And really a cutlet is just a chicken breast cut in half.
That's it.
And it allows a little bit easier to cook. It's going to give you a little bit slimmer piece. And it's going to make that sandwich really easy to eat. Or a chicken breast for a platter might be nice, but that'd be a pretty large, crazy, and hard to eat chicken sandwich.
Hard to eat. You're going to cook it. You're going to dry it out that way, right? Because it's so thick and you have to cook it so long.
I see you're going a little thinner on like an extra cut on these.
Yeah,
to get.
I got a nice extra one on it. It's going to cook up nice. It's going to look great once it's breaded and all. So, listen, my history of the chicken cutlet, I want to know what you found. But my history of chicken cutlet is going to the corner store, get a chicken cutlet sandwich made this way, with some broccoli, long hot on it, some sharp provolone, and that was lunch.
Well, how's the rest of good history?
It's a great history for me, right? Well, how's the rest of the world view it? Because to me, this is it.
Well, the chicken cutlet probably goes back hundreds of years. When you look into it, they've been trying to add flavor and breading and spice to chicken for tons of years. But really, it was 1947 when Chef Truett in the kitchen decided to make a chicken option to their burger. And instead of using a hamburger, they put chicken on it, called it the Chick-fil-A, and obviously we know how that story goes as they didn't invent the chicken, right? But they invented the chicken sandwich.
I just find it hard to believe that chicken's been around forever.
Right.
I mean, they were on the boat, right? They jumped on the boat with Noah, and
Chicken's been around for a long time. We've been cooking up chicken for a while.
And it took a 1947 to come up with a breaded.
Well, that was the grilled sandwich.
That was just a.
It wasn't really until years later added the spice breaded.
Yeah, that I don't understand.
1960s, it really kind of took off at Chick-fil-A, and then obviously, even from the fast food world, we can see, right, that they all have the chicken sandwich, breaded chicken sandwich on the menus now. So it really took off later.
Nice and thin. That's how you like them, nice and thin.
Yeah, it's going to make a nice
sandwich. It goes a long way. I mean, and that's why it's so inexpensive, because when we get the dredging station over, you'll see.
And even with the chicken also is, as we talk a lot about portion control and menu costing, a really good thing to really know how many ounces each piece of the chicken is, right? We're starting with this, chicken breast. How many are we getting out of it? So as we're making recipe cards for your menu items, we're saying, all right, this is what its starting point is with the chicken breast, which is going to be the most expensive part of that menu dish, at least.
Of course. And when you get down to this last cut, you're not going to get all the way through because the top is much thicker than the bottom. But trust me, this is a beautiful piece of chicken right there. It's going to fit great on any sandwich. Got a nice thin piece here. We're going to keep rolling through this.
Yeah, once you have it all cut up too, like Chris was saying, these can be for chicken fingers. They can be for different, really nice chicken nuggets. They can be for grilled chicken for a salad. Doing some diced chicken for a salad. So none of it's going to go to waste. If there's a piece that's not maybe large enough or to your standard of what you want the sandwich to be, you can use it in other applications. And that's where, like we talk about with a lot of things that we're doing, it's not like we got to throw away 3 pieces of chicken. We're going to put it somewhere else.
Somewhere. Listen, once these are all cut, chicken marsala, you do lemon chicken picante. There's so much you could do. It just doesn't stop there. Once it's like that too, you dice it up. If you want to do a scallopine, it goes so many different directions.
And I think, like you said, that you're seeing as we're talking here how quickly he's getting through it all. So, for some of the restaurants that are bringing in, a frozen chicken breast or bringing in already cut piece of chicken, I think you really need to look at what you're paying for that and see if it really translates into that profit that we've been talking about. Is can you do it yourself?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm standing here, I'm talking to you, right? I'm taking my time. I already made enough for lunch, easily, right? I mean, it's not hard. That's your lunch rush there. You got about, you probably got about 20 sandwiches already.
Right.
Or whatever you want to use it for. It could be an entree. It doesn't have to be a sandwich. It could be the same sandwich, but without the roll and entree. Built the same way. Broccoli rabe, a little bit of long hot, a little bit of sharp provolone. Goes a long way. You can do, you can do a lot with it. It doesn't have to be a sandwich.
That's good.
It's easy enough to do. Just apply pressure, cut it down.
I think we're good. As we wrap this up, we got through our chicken, and we'll start getting into the next ingredients and getting this chicken battered and fried up.
I'm sure you can't wait.
All right, so now we got the chicken. It's cut, it's seasoned with some salt and pepper, and now the magic is going to start to happen.
All right, so here we got the dredging station, right? We got our egg wash, got our flour, and we got our breadcrumbs. These breadcrumbs are from the local bakery. They grind them up every day, so I like to use them. If you're in your restaurant, you got day-old bread, 2-day-old bread, put in that food processor. Make your own breadcrumbs. Season them up. Salt, pepper, garlic, and parsley is all I put here. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper here. A little salt and pepper to the flour. I already added salt and pepper to the egg wash. Just make sure we mix this up a little bit, get it all distribute. Chicken's already been seasoned, salt and pepper. So now we start with chicken into the flour, to the egg, to the breadcrumb, to the sheet. There we go.
Yeah, flour is kind of making sure that egg's going to stick to the chicken, right? Otherwise, we're going to miss that step and it's just not going to kind of hold right.
And then get the excess
off.
off.
Both sides of it really nicely.
Goes in the hair. Got to use your dry hand for this. Now this all can be done ahead of time, placed onto a tray like here, and refrigerated, and then fried when ready, when ordered. I mean, it holds up great.
And I think, we a lot, some of the skilled workers everyone sees saying has left the industry, and it's hard to find great staff. The staff we have now is different than it was a few years ago. Well, if we can do a little more of the work in the prep station, where we can control the environment, right? It's
Right.
in the morning maybe, or when it's not as busy, and we're making it easier for the line cook to execute the dish on the line. Right? I think we're seeing a lot of that, and the big restaurant companies are going that way.
But they have to, right? Like we said, the experienced guys, after the pandemic, they're gone, right? A lot of them. They found different careers. They found different things to do. So, you have to adjust. This is how you adjust. You get this done, and it's a very simple process. Anybody could do this. Anybody can come in and prep for you and get this done. Take you half an hour to do the whole process from cutting it to doing this, and then frying it to order.
And I think the big thing Chris is showing here also is the cut doesn't have to be quality. The cut isn't bringing in a frozen piece of chicken that's already breaded. That's not what we're talking about. The cut is just using it a little different than you have in the past.
Right.
It's just maybe on the line. Maybe 3 years ago on the line, they were able to do this, right? There were
they
restaurants
used to.
we worked at that you could just
You did it.
You did it
On the fly.
On the fly.
On the fly, it was done. A little harder today. But this gives you a quality product that you can be proud of, and that your customers are going to enjoy and continue to come back. I'm not even worried about this challenge.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be much of a
I'm
challenge.
not even worried.
I don't think it's going to be much of a challenge.
That other chicken sandwich better not even show up. They can stay home. All right, we're back. We're all cleaned up. We got the oil ready. So we're going to be shooting this in a cast iron. We're going to fry it there. If you had a fryer, you could use that. It's simple. You put the chicken in. When it floats, it's done. Doesn't take long. We don't have a fryer, but this is what we use in Grandmom's kitchen, so it's going to work. This is what a lot of places use if they don't have a fryer. So everything's seasoned. We're not seasoning anything. We're just going to go right to the oil now. This is how this starts. Just take your cutlet. You come on over. You want to lay it away from you. Start at you and lay it away from you. So there's a splash. It doesn't splash on you. And you don't want to overcrowd it, the pan, because it's going to lower the temperature of the oil. So there you go. That's going to go for a few minutes. You're going to see it turn golden brown, and we're going to take it off. So what I fry is the only difference between this and a fryer. Really, I think you get a better taste from this. It's a little more work involved. You got to have the thermometer in there. You got to keep it around 350, so it's on off the whole time. So it's a little work involved. You have the fryer; it's set on 350. Right. It fires up by itself.
Yeah, you have 3 fryers. You can knock out
a
lot more chicken at one time. Yeah.
But this is what we have. And listen, if not enough, we're adaptable. We go work on any kind of circumstance.
I mean, it's cooking quick. I mean, that's the nice part when you start hitting in the fryer is it's going to get temperature very quick. The internal temperature is going to get to the 165 we need to very quickly.
Right. And again, this is good food. This is not fast food, right? You want fast food, you go to McDonald's. You want good food, you watch After Your Business podcast. We'll get you set the right way. You can see the golden brown in there already. We're just hovering around like 340 with the oil, so I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Try to keep it around 350. As you add the chicken in, the chicken's still a little cold. It's going to drop the temperature of that oil.
Yeah, that was also the advantage of him slicing nice and thin. It's going to cook a lot quicker than we tried to fry a really thick chicken breast in there.
We're really not far from being done.
Yeah, we're probably at, less than 2 minutes and we're almost done.
Yeah, I'm going to say a minute. Yeah. You see it floating already.
Right.
When I first put it in, you see it sink.
Yeah.
Now look at it at the top. I just want to get that good golden brown, maybe another 15 seconds, and it's going to come out.
Yeah, anything on a lunch item, a lunch sandwich you get on your menu and be from start to finish done in a 6-minute cook time. And I'm going to cook, put it on a bread, make put all the ingredients on it, and get out to the customer. That as a pretty quick lunch service.
Is that a win? That's a win. Look at the color on that.
That's nice.
Sit them on our tray over here. Bring the excess oil. Look at that. If you wasn't hungry, I'm sure you're hungry now. Going to repeat the step. So that we'll be able to fit 2 at a time. So again, make sure you finish away from you. There we go. We're going to let that go. We're going to keep cooking. We'll let you know when we're finished.
All right, so we have all of our chicken cutlets fried. They look delicious. They taste pretty delicious. Try to bite.
We couldn't wait.
We couldn't wait. We couldn't hold off. But Chris, you got a lot of other stuff going on over here. So what are we going to make these sandwiches with?
Well, let's just make sure to get a good look here. Look at that golden brown. Remember, it's important when they come out of the oil, dust them with a little Parmesan. Just a little bit. That's all it needs. It gives a great flavor. So over here, we have roasted peppers. We have the broccoli rabe. I blanched it. Then I chopped it. And then I used oil that I infused with garlic just to saute it. Get that flavor. A little salt and pepper. You can add red pepper flakes to that as well. Here, look at these babies. Nice Italian long hots. Look at them. So this is the season for the ray, summertime. Got sauteed spinach. Here we have my secret sauce. I will post the resume.
All right,
So
it's not
recipe.
so secret, is what you're saying. Secret, but not so secret.
It's a secret sauce that I'm willing to share.
All right, I'm excited to see it.
And it's really good. And then I made the marinara so we could do it with chicken parm. I also like the marinara with the broccoli rabe and a long hot, little sharp provolone. Right, mix it up. You can make tons of different sandwiches from what you have right here. Right, and some of the stuff you probably have in your restaurant. And if you don't, maybe you should carry it. There's a lot you could do with this. It's a side.
Right.
It could be in a pasta dish with sausage. It could be an appetizer, broccoli rabe, sausage, and white beans. A little chicken stock, cook it down.
Okay.
A little bread on the side, great appetizer. It could go on any chicken sandwich, any sausage sandwich. It's delicious. It's one of my favorite vegetables. All right, so we're going to get everything together. We're going to start building some sandwiches. And then we're going to pull out that sandwich that stands no chance that we have here that's going up against this.
All right, it's almost time for the challenge.
All right, so don't go nowhere.
Wow. Chris, you may have outdone yourself here.
It's light lunch. So, listen, let me tell you something. This is Sunday at my house during football season.
I know we're all going to be watching the Eagles play this year.
I make a big tray, cutlets, right? Day before, then I heat them in the oven. Right before, I put them up on top of the range, and I make a station. It's got all this in it. It's got lettuce, it's got tomatoes, it's got long nuts, it's got broccoli rabe, it's got the spinach, tomatoes, roasted peppers. You name it, it's on there.
Chris is going to be running DoorDash out of his house for football season, so you guys can try what he's making.
Right.
But so, really, we start with a chicken breast, chicken cutlet,
Right.
some seasoning. really, this is what we came up with. It's amazing how many items Chris got off of just some rolls, some different ingredients, and how many things someone could add to their menu item
Right.
by just starting with those simple ingredients.
And we could have kept going.
Right.
The tray won't fit no more. Let's see, look at that though. It all looks great. But yeah, we figured that's enough. We could have kept going. There's still a few more variations we could have done. But we figured we get the point. Here you have a long hot, sharp provolone, and spinach on a cutlet. Long hot, sharp provolone, broccoli rabe on a cutlet. Over here we have the cutlet, lettuce, tomato, and my special sauce right here. Again, when the video comes out, when the podcast comes out, we'll have it. We'll have it posted for you. Over here, classic chicken parm, fresh marinara, provolone cheese, and the cutlet. Back here, we have marinara, sharp provolone, and broccoli rabe on a cutlet. This is a chicken cutlet hoagie, lettuce, tomato, salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil. And over here we have roasted peppers and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. You could put any cheese you want. You could go with the sharp or mild provolone, whatever you like, but just like this. You can put a little marinara on that, however you like it.
That's awesome.
These are endless.
Yep, the varieties for any customer that you have, you're going to have an ingredient. You're going to have a chicken sandwich that they would be happy to have. And again, with all the fresh ingredients, it's going to be awesome.
Well, look, I know this is good. You know it's good. Our camera crew knows it's good.
So before we get to the taste test of everybody, we figure we might as well at least see what we're going against on the.
Yeah, put it over.
I mean, we know which one's which. So it won't be necessarily a blind taste test, but we figured for fun, let's try it out.
It could be a blind taste test for us.
Right.
We see what's happening.
So let's see what the frozen,
we see what's going
top
on.
brand, Tyson brand of the chicken. For the taste test, we didn't add any of the special ingredients. We just went in.
I'm going to use this one first. It doesn't look like chicken. First off, I don't know what it is. I gotta swallow it.
I think I don't even know we have to taste the second one but we will.
That's number one seller in the store.
That's the number one seller, and I bet there's a lot of places that serve that and use that. And
I'm convinced.
yeah, well, not one ingredient, just chicken and bread.
That's right.
The sandwich is unbelievable. The chicken's great. The seasoning's awesome. We'll get in all the price later, but we know who's going to win on the price side also.
Yeah.
Awesome sandwich. Not even a competition. I think once the rest of the group tastes it, I think it's going to be maybe another shutout for Chef Chris on this one. I don't know. It should be, and I think it will be.
So this is just something to think about. Yeah, all these different variations. You could just go basic. Lettuce, tomato, secret sauce. Or you could do all this. If you have the chicken in the restaurant, why not try to move it with other items?
Yeah.
Right?
Really elevate your menu, elevate your sandwich menu. Again, it can go on to platters and go on to sliders for appetizers.
Right.
It can do everything.
Happy hour, you name
But
it.
for
This is going to work.
We're talking about elevating your
Yeah.
food menu, and like you said, we'll get down to the price later, but all these items could be a great special to happy hour. It could be a great late night happy hour. It can be great to go. They're all going to travel really well.
Right.
So
No, you can't go wrong. Well, we're going to have lunch,
yes,
and
we
then
are.
we're going to go for the taste test, and we'll be back with you shortly.
The foundation of our team is a shared objective. As specialists in the hospitality industry, we understand the importance of timely and accurate reporting for our clients, which has been made even more crucial throughout the post-pandemic industry recovery.
We truly believe our mission is to give back to business owners control of their finances so that they can make better decisions daily.
The way that we are consistently showing value to our clients is by speaking with them on a weekly basis. Not only do they have the relationship with their lead accountant, but they have the opportunity to meet with industry experts.
The truth is that things will never be like they were before 2020. But we believe that our weekly accountability model will help you adapt to the new reality and grow and evolve into an even better business in the years to come.
All right. Well, so this week the results are in. Actually, this was the first week you didn't even serve the competition. Competition didn't make it to the game, apparently.
Didn't make it to the table.
We tried it. You'll see. You saw it.
Yeah.
It didn't look good.
It didn't look good. It didn't
No.
taste good. We didn't want to make anyone else suffer.
We just couldn't put anybody through that. It was that bad. I couldn't barely get it out.
Well, and I think, one thing that I think people saw in this is how there's lots of variation of a chicken cutlet sandwich. And, I think it kind of reminded me of some of the things you wish restaurants had in a menu, that most times a chicken sandwich is kind of risky. It's going to be like thick. It might not have the best toppings, but yours were really good.
Well, it's all in the preparation. It's prepared to be made that way. The stay juicy, nice thin chicken cutlet. It's breaded. It's slightly fried, and then you put your toppings. Like we made 10 easy, just with I had maybe 4 or 5 toppings there.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff you'll have in a restaurant, and it can pull multiple duties where it can be in other dishes, not just going on that sandwich.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what's important. That's how we roll our inventory in and out, use it multiple ways. Definitely, everything we use on that sandwich can be used multiple ways.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris made it look really easy, but I think when we had people, taste test it, when we got back to the office, multiple people were like, "This is the best chicken I've ever had."
Yeah.
I mean, Not to give Chris a big head because we
It
know,
was really good.
but it was. I mean, it was really
I
good.
can't really take credit for it. I grew up eating them.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother, the corner store.
Yeah.
You know, anywhere you went, even today in South Philly, chicken cutlet is on the menu.
Yeah.
And your sandwich menu was built around that. So, I mean, if I mess that up, I got a lot of problems.
Can't go home.
I can't go home.
Exactly. Well, even the take for this one wasn't like fresh versus frozen, even though we started that and we did try the frozen
It
one.
was gonna be.
It was gonna be
Gonna
more
be.
so of like how many different things you could do with that
Yeah.
one piece of chicken.
Yeah.
Again, even some of the techniques on cutting it and getting the portion we want out of it
Right.
kind of relates back to a lot of things we've talked about over the last few weeks on, giving a great product at a great price.
Well, I know you worked the price, and I was doing it in my head while I was cutting it, and I mean, the price is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and I showed you the easiest way to cut it and prep it, that anybody in your restaurant could do it. It doesn't take, a chef to do it.
Right.
Anybody in that restaurant could do what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as we were talking about the price wise is, the price of the frozen little sandwich is like a little over $2. I mean, it almost doesn't matter.
Right.
This one obviously was way under $1. When you put the roll in and everything, maybe a little above $1 depending on the ingredients you put in.
Depending on which ingredient you put in, you could get to $1.10, $1.15.
Yeah.
But you're selling it for $12.
Yeah. And it was a good portion size.
Yeah,
I agree with
right.
you. I mean, someone is gonna pay
Yeah.
$11, $12, no
Yeah.
problem.
Easily. And you look at it, that's 10% food cost.
Yeah.
A little less, like 8% food cost.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we talk about this almost every week, but we're showing you items that can help your menu and offset the more expensive food cost
Yes.
items. This is another one. If you sell these at lunchtime and even have them on your bar menu all the time,
Yeah.
right? You are going to help your food costs and you'll be very profitable.
Well, I agree. And it's not something you're like forcing your customer to pay more. They're getting a great value
Right.
for what they're getting. And I think, when you look at, I was saying a little bit of, people going out to eat, if you're ordering a chicken sandwich, sometimes they don't need that huge piece of chicken on the chicken sandwich. Like,
Well, it's not good. I mean,
It's not good.
honestly, how can you, first of all, chicken is not all the same size. It runs skinny to fat.
yeah.
Right? So this part down here gets really tough and really dried out. Where this up here, it might stay somewhat moist, but it's just how do you bite into that and enjoy it,
Yeah.
right? That's why if you slice it down the way we did it, it works. It makes a great sandwich. We work here with a lot of people that are not from South Philly, haven't had that before. And they said it was the best chicken sandwich I ever had.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think it shows you don't need to bring in chicken breasts or bring in
Right.
certain things that are already done for you or individually 3 ounce. But you can do some of that prep work and it's going to save you a lot of money on the cost side. And it's not going to take you much time. Right?
Yeah.
Chris showed yesterday, it didn't take that long.
And I've breaded all that chicken,
Right.
which you would wrap and put in the fridge and fry when ordered.
Right.
It doesn't have to be fried as soon as you bread it. It could stay there for days,
Yeah.
2-3 days before you have to fry it.
Yeah.
So, all the prep work is done before service. And then you're just frying it. How long did it take them to fry? 3-4 minutes?
In a lot of places, I feel like that's where they maybe miss out is they bring in that like pre-breaded frozen chicken, right?
Right.
Like we're making it as a sandwich, but most places it's not that unheard of for restaurants who bring in pre-breaded,
Yeah.
Right.
pre-portioned sandwiches. Like that, I think is what maybe in this one is really what you need to look at is like, what are you bringing in
Yeah.
and can you do it yourself?
So it's something that is so low labor. It does not take a lot of labor to do what you should be doing it because it's better, it's cheaper, it's fresher. It's an item that really helps you all around.
Yeah.
And again, you could use them as chicken fingers. So
Right.
if you don't have chicken fingers on your menu, now you do.
Now you do.
Right? They're
Yeah.
there, they're ready.
Yeah.
And it's the best chicken finger you'll
And they're
ever
way
have.
better than like the frozen ones are so
Right, correct. Even as for a salad, you could easily chop this up
Yeah.
on a salad.
with different variations, like an
So
Asian.
many different.
Yes.
It just doesn't stop with what you could do with it. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You're not bringing in an item that, once we do it, it's one item. Like if you bring in a frozen chicken sandwich, it's a frozen chicken
That's
sandwich.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And even some of those frozen breaded chicken breasts, you really can't
Not
do
much you can
other
do.
stuff with that. They're already
No.
shaped how they're
Well, they're
shaped.
thick.
Right, they're already thick.
Yeah.
Where these, you can pound them out for different ingredients to get a little bit thinner of
Yeah.
a thing.
There's
For
so
makes a
much you
great
can
sandwich.
do. When you have that fresh chicken, you can go into scallopines, you can go to Marcella's, go to chicken picante. There's so much you can do
Yeah.
with it when you have that fresh chicken in-house, opposed to that frozen brick that you bring in. That's all it is. It's that chicken sandwich. It's a chicken sandwich. Put
Yeah.
a pickle on it, a little hot sauce. All right.
But people don't love it.
They don't love it. They eat it because one, they might be watching what they're eating, right? I don't eat anything heavy. I'll get the chicken.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but it's healthy for me.
Yeah.
Or I get full of sodium because they froze it and they injected with all this stuff.
Pretty bad. Yeah. Well, and I think that's one of the big lessons in doing these, every week and reinforcing the fact that I think so many times if we're looking at, the computer, we're looking at just our financials, like, Scott and I recall doing food costs or whatever it is. It's like you hear, okay, chicken. All right, well, that's going to run like 35% or 33%. And it's like this universal thing where what we realized is chicken is not universal. Like there's many different ways that you can do it, and you can dissect the chicken that's on your menu, and can you do it a more creative way that's going to get you, those prices would get you into like the 20s.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Oh, easily. You got to be creative.
Yeah.
Right? I say it every week because I believe in thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up with my way, I'm going to do something. Just because no one's done it before or no one's doing it doesn't mean it's wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do it. Try it. Put it out there. Don't just want to always do status quo what everyone's doing.
Right.
Not that we're trying to put less of something, but when you pound it out, the visualization of what you're getting is more. So, like we said, you might not need to put a 6 or 8 ounce piece of chicken. A 4 or 5 might look the same, and again, taste better because it's not as tough. It's not. So you're giving the customer a better product.
When I go out and I go to a good place in South Philly and I get a chicken parm, which is usually my go-to. Right. I have to have it once a week. Right. The dish could be this big. They'll take one of those chicken breasts.
Right.
Yeah.
And they slice it, they butterfly it, and they pound it out, and they bread it and fry it. When it comes out, it's the size of that dish.
Yeah.
Right. And it's got the gravy and the cheese on it, and it's one chicken breast.
Yeah.
It's one chicken breast.
Right.
And it looks like it could feed a village.
Right.
Right. Presentations, everything. But also being the thinner, the better with a chicken cutlet because it just cooks so well and tastes so good. But yeah, the presentation's everything. You think, oh my God, I paid $18 for this chicken parm, but I would have paid $28. Right?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's a great point of what you could do. You can't do that with the frozen one.
Yeah.
But once that comes,
eliminates that choice.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where I think even if you're just exploring this, a great thing to do would be to look at some of the items on the menu, just be creative, try this, right? Like compare this to the chicken sandwich you already have, both from a prep and, overall taste, and then even get your servers involved, right? Have them taste it. There's no reason why you can't reinvent your chicken sandwich. Like, there's.
Well, absolutely. And I also talked about some of the, toppings that I made. I made a broccoli rabe, which could also be a side, right? It's used as a side because it's a vegetable. But also it's used in like sausage and white beans, tossed with a little bit of chicken stock or veggie stock to make it vegetarian. And that's tossed in that, and that's like an appetizer. But then you take that whole concept of the beans, the sausage, and the broccoli rabe and add pasta to it. Now it's an entree.
Yeah. And probably a well-priced entree.
Right. Yes, it is. And you could also go with the boneless chicken breast, sauteed and mixed into that if somebody didn't want to do sausage.
Yep.
So you could go any way. Now you're moving that chicken another way.
Yeah.
Right. But and it is very well priced entree, and it's very good too.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's where I think, don't be afraid to do a limited priced item, a special, right? Maybe like a Friday night. Like if you really don't know, I don't know, my customers used to this item. I don't want to change. I'm a little fearful of change. I would say throw this on the menu on a Friday night and see the response, because it's also very nice visually.
Yeah.
So even just some pictures on social media, employees, you could have fun with this item.
Just have fun with everything in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Right. Restaurants shouldn't always be so hard.
Yeah.
Lighten up a little bit, have some fun, try some new things. Like I said, get your employees involved. Let them get on social media with some pictures, right?
Yeah.
They got tons of friends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let them get out there posting it. And and if you're having them try it and they love it, they're really going to stand behind it.
Yeah.
Well, we would always talk about the fun is in the food, right? If you're a
Right.
restaurant, the fun is in the food. That's where, the service is great, the atmosphere is great, but the food is what is going to elevate you. And I think as you saw earlier in the pictures and the videos of these vibrant sandwiches that Chris made, like I said, that you're going to see that walking through the dining room and someone's going to look up like, wait, what's that?
Yeah.
Not just the normal sandwich that you see that really is going to turn any heads.
Eat with your eyes first.
Yeah.
Right? And these sandwiches are definitely eye-popping.
Yeah.
So I think it was became an exercise, not a challenge. Which I'm glad I didn't have to eat that again. But I thought it was something that should be really eye opening to business owners that you need to step out of that box.
Yeah.
Let's try. Just because everybody's buying that frozen chicken doesn't mean you have to.
No. And I think the idea that this whole process, it's going to take time, right? Sure. So take one item at a time, be creative, but it doesn't mean you have to go do recipe cards for every item on your menu right now. But as we go forward, hopefully we've touched on enough to where you really are able to reinvent your menu at better margins on your own.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. That's why we're doing is want to help you create the menu that's going to be profitable.
Yeah.
And the cross-utilization, even just the little thing like the rolls. I mean, putting on a brioche roll versus a hoagie roll or a seeded hoagie roll, it gives different texture each time. So some of your sandwich might go on this, some of your sandwiches might go on that.
Right.
Just so many different varieties that you have when you kind of bring in these ingredients or yourself, utilize what you already have. You might have all these rolls. You might have thin rolls, and then have 3 different chicken sandwiches.
Right.
It doesn't change anything to make these up differently. They're all going to look a little differently and all going to taste a little differently.
Yeah.
There's no rules. And if there was, start breaking them. Right? Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get profitable. That's what this is about. This is what we want to see. We want to see you get profitable.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks again, guys. This is another great episode.
Yeah.